Now, Chris Demm, this caught his ear about those poppers, which was a party drug, you said, way back when.
I remember hearing about poppers in like the 70s and 80s. People would just take them in the clubs and you just dance all night.
Now, there's a drink called poppers, and it looks like a 5-hour energy, but it's called poppers, and it's got alcohol in it.
It's a delightful, colorful-looking can.
Yep.
But yes, it has 7% alcohol. I don't know if there's amyl nitrate.
Well, there is. According to the doctor here, it has amyl nitrate in it, and people are taking it because it opens up your blood vessels and gives you better sexual thrill. But they're drinking too much of it, or they're popping it too fast or whatever, and it's causing them to drop dead in some cases because it really does a number on your respiratory.
I'd love to know how many people literally drop dead because of this.
No, it doesn't give me any numbers, but some doctors are saying be very careful because people are taking them as if they're 5-hour energy, and you shouldn't have as many.
I mean, I remember we're old enough to have remembered Four Loko when it appeared on the scene.
Yeah.
And it had bad press,
yeah.
and eventually they changed the formula, but yeah. I don't know that anyone dropped dead.
This one reminds me of it. Four Loko and these poppers. And, it's about sexual thrill. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Getting that sexual thrill is what it's
But it looks
about.
like a fun can. I mean, if you walked past it in the beer aisle or whatever.
Yeah.
I know two or three friends who'd happily grab it.
Grab a popper, and see what happens. Although one friend, the last time we were at the beach, she was telling me to take vodka and mix it with another alcoholic drink. It was a can of, not White Claw, but something, Truly or something, whatever that alcoholic drink is. And I was doing it. And
what would Dave say, get you there faster?
Boy, it sure did. It was wonderful. It was great. She would take vodka.
A vodka Truly?
Yeah, a vodka and Truly. And I said, wow, this is really something. And the reason is it's double the alcohol, and it really gets you there,
But you don't really taste it because vodka is mostly tasteless.
Yes, and when you add that Truly.
And the Truly is mostly that fruit flavor.
Had a great fruit flavor. And she told me like her favorite was citrus twist or something. And it's like, oh, yeah. And by the time I had 2 or 3, my head was in a bucket. Let's just be on the couch, Hers too. Randy, you're talking about poppers now. What do you know about them?
Back in the 70s, a co-worker brought in a little bottle of a clear liquid and told me it was an air freshener. I unscrewed the lid and took one smell of it. My head exploded. It gave me a headache like you wouldn't believe. I told him if he ever did that again, I would stomp him in the grass.
Yes.
He just laughed. It was something he was using. He was out dancing in the clubs and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's ringing a bell now because I never saw it. I was not a club guy, but it was like a tiny little, capsule that you just popped and sniffed.
That's right. And that's
straight to your brain.
That's what it used to be. And this has the same effect or is the same type thing, I guess. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. That's right. A pop and sniff, and it's called a popper. Brendan, you're talking about poppers also. Go ahead.
Yeah, so poppers, I've actually done this a few times, and poppers actually also is VCR cleaner. So anyways, it's a little bottle like a 5-hour energy. You take the top off and just run it under your nostrils and inhale, exhale deeply. It very much heightens your sexual experience. If you can't think it can feel any better, I promise you it can. But like the last gentleman was just saying, the downfall after I got done, the headache that I had was not worth it. So and it's hard to find. It's not as easy to find as like it used to be, the poppers.
Okay.
Are we talking about two different
things? It might be
things?
2 different products then.
One's like a hard
liquor.
It's like alcoholic flavored lemonade.
That's a different thing then. That's gotta be. Because what I'm reading about, and because I saw a picture of it, and it was in a 5-hour energy type bottle.
Okay.
And that makes sense. So you sniff it, and it's
not meant to be drunk.
Okay.
It's not liquid.
It's a sniffing thing. That's what's problem. That's killing people. And he says not worth it. So you're saying the sex was great, but not worth it.
Yeah, not worth it in the end.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know. Dave, take a BC powder. Dave, how he deals with headaches.
That's got me titillated now. That's got me thinking, The whole thing is opening.
Father's Day? Get daddy a popper?
I wouldn't ask for
Get
that.
Your 4-pack?
Four-pack popper for Father's Day?
They might call child services.
I was reading.
You might want to do it here in the building where the AED is. I don't think you have one at your house.
No, I don't.
The defib.
Who's the crazy actress that was just Gwyneth Paltrow? She's got all that stuff on her.
Oh, okay.
Goop on her Goop website.
Yeah,
she's got
a lot of stuff on her Goop.
Yep. She's got something that stimulates Dad's prostate for on her website for Father's Day. She's got a new thing out there, sexual aid, that stimulates the prostate.
Okay.
And helps with pleasure.
Is it shaped like her? One of her many roles?
Sold out.
7, Shakespeare in Love. That'd be great if you could pick like which Gwyneth movie you want her to be.
Yeah. Well, 7's pretty harsh there at the end, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the end.
That's a rough ending.
But Shakespeare in Love was delightful.
Yeah, it's good. She's also, she's the very first victim in the pandemic movie that preceded Contagion.
Outbreak?
Contagion. God, good movie.
Yeah, you're right.
And really true to life to what came a few years later in real life. Paige, you want to talk about poppers? Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm a P1 in Atlanta.
Thank you.
I just wanted to make a comment in the spirit of Pride Month. Poppers are very, very common in the gay community and have been used by gay men for years. So yeah, just a fun fact about that.
Okay.
All right. Happy Pride.
Okay, great.
Let's live to see another one, guys. Let's don't overdo it. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, Paige. Appreciate it. You can see where that could get dangerous if you get into that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Paige. Joe, you're
in the
talking
ATL.
Yeah, Joe, you're talking about poppers now. Go ahead.
Yeah, back in the day, in the 70s, they were actually called Rush and Locker Room was the stuff that you would buy.
Okay.
And you'd done the same thing with it, and it would hit you for about 2 minutes, and you was on top of the world like you just hit a bump of Coke.
No kidding.
And after that, your head would explode.
That's
golly.
That seems to be the common thing here. That and that sexual pleasure's got me going. You know how I think about stuff like that.
I do.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
And you love the past. Like throwback to the 70s.
This is like a throwback, isn't it?
Studio 54.
All the way back to the 70s. I never heard of this thing before, but you said you had.
I'd heard of it, but I mean, I'd never seen it.
But I confused you because I was confused between the two things. One's a drink, like a white
like
claw,
a hard seltzer,
something like that. The other, and this is the dangerous one, is something you take a little sniff of, inhale. Don't do it, say doctors. Patrick, you're talking about poppers. Go ahead.
Hey guys, P1 listener here. Yeah, back in high school, this was sort of a popular thing, and as I recall, you could only purchase them in like the nudie bookstores, adult news places.
Yeah.
So I get a hold of one, and I'm at the High Point Enterprise. A buddy of mine was doing the paper routes, and I was helping him, and he said, "Hey man, take a whiff of this," and I did, and all the news vans were white. Of course, they were unadorned. I'd take mine, walk into another news van. I'm laughing hysterically, like a hyena. I'm in the back with all these newspapers, and some guy gets in the van, like, "Hey man, what are you doing in my van?" And I had mistakenly gotten in another news van and just in the back, cackling.
Wow.
Out of my mind.
Wow.
Probably, I don't know, 90 seconds, whatever. But,
right.
Oh, just awful. I mean, I can imagine what, your brain.
Did you have the headache after?
I did. Yeah, it was terrible. But then even in high school football games, we would, have some in the bleachers. And I think it's actually an amyl nitrate is the actual.
That's right.
You're exactly right.
I'm reading more into it now. It says that they are marketed online and in adult novelty stores, which is exactly what he just said, as air fresheners, solvents, cosmetics, deodorizers, and liquid incense. Some of the names are Rush, Super Rush, Jungle Juice, and Sub-Zero. And if you take a snort of it, it can lead to euphoria for a little while and great sexual pleasure. But then you have awful headache, and that's your blood vessels and such collapsing, and that leads to passing out and death, according to some doctors. Crazy. That's a crazy
He did
thing.
Deliver all the newspapers in 10 minutes that day.
The news had never gotten
How
out.
did the papers never hear this time?
God, they loved it. The people
The
on the
ink
right
is still wet.
absolutely loved it.